What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Peaktime Speaktime. Today we have a bunch of guys here with us. TimeOut Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Bro, you guys ever went to futsal in the indoor court? Real entertainment. Bad footballers, so much going on, There's food, there's music, and guaranteed to have a good time anytime you go to one of these shows. So today we have Lio, Terry, and Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I reached out to these guys, and they was very excited to come in here. And I know this is something that you guys want to hear because there's so many people attending these events. There's corporate warfare. There's other things that they have. They'll tell you about it. I never get things right. We're just talking. Yeah. So these guys. They know what they're doing because they have you guys at the edge of your seat every time, watching these players. You have players and teams that you root for. So, they're here. They have new things coming, things that they have done before they're going to do again, and they're going to tell you what they have in store. So let's listen up. We're going to start here with Lio. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself and about TimeOut Entertainment.
Yeah, well, certainly. TimeOut Entertainment, futsal, football.
Right. Wait.
Once it's involved.
Hold on. Let me cut you short. Everybody have a shoot. I want a shoot. Because you know what? I've been around, I've been around, and I never got a shoot. I want a shoot.
We got you.
But when I get my shoot.
But before you get your shoot.
We got you.
I get a shoot now.
We got you, brother.
Before you can put it on, you have to show us your skills first. All right?
Before I put it on?
Yeah, before you put it on.
I think like if I put it on, I'll get the skills. What do you think?
Well, try
once
to see.
Once you put it on, you'll get the skills. And the ball is right there.
Try it.
The ball is
I come back. Yeah.
Oh, I said that shit was made for you, I said.
Hold on.
Take your time.
Hold on. You can do it, my brother.
Hold on.
5-1. 5-1.
Oh, God, boy. It's supposed to be futsal.
Sorry.
Not basketball bags.
Nah, but I have the skill. I go check Coach Pepper.
He's the keeper now.
Yeah. I go check Coach Pepper. You organize.
You can bring water for the guys,
Yeah, you see, I organize you all,
Yeah.
I on the side. But guys, look out for me, at futsal. If you want a nice picture, I might be there. Don't worry.
Check him out and see how the shit fit in the
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go back to tell us about futsal.
Okay, so corporate warfare futsal started somewhere around 2015. Amazingly, we are in the American Drywall building. The very first time we executed the futsal was for the Chamber of Commerce. It was a project of mine from 2006. And along the way, I met some amazing people. So Brian Louisi encouraged me to do it. So we did it with the Chamber of Commerce. Immediately that year, we popped out with the corporate warfare, which was the original concept.
Wow, 2015.
So when we did it for the Chamber of Commerce, it was more like a corporate house futsal. That's the name we used.
Yeah.
But the corporate warfare was always in the background as the name that my wife gave when we were planning it.
Right, that's an amazing name though.
Yeah, man,
really
exactly.
Yeah.
It was a real catchy name.
Yeah.
So immediately in that year, somewhere in 2015, at the end of 2015, around September, we did the corporate warfare.
Right.
Both were a hit. What we did for the Chamber of Commerce and what we did for corporate warfare was a hit. Both of them.
Nice.
And the guys were clamoring for more futsal. And from there, it has grown from level to level, more entertaining.
Right.
And for us, corporate warfare is not just futsal. It's bringing people together to enjoy themselves and to enjoy the atmosphere.
Right.
That's why we call it the best meeting ever. And there's always a vibe.
Nice. Always a vibe.
There's always a vibe.
But I feel like, just hearing that from you, I feel like I was late on the whole thing because I feel like just after COVID, that's the first time I showed up.
Yeah, that was
kind of
late.
I didn't know anything about it.
That's kind of late.
Yeah, and the thing is, well, you see, I can't even kick the ball, so I'm not. I'm not even really a football fan, but I love coming to futsal.
Yeah, because
I love the vibe.
Certainly, and there are many people who are not even fans of football who continuously show up for futsal because it, like I said, is not just about the futsal. It is literally sport entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's what we go for. And that's why we've taken the approach of marketing in a completely different way. We don't use traditional marketing.
Yeah.
But yes, we get the numbers. There's a guy who came up to me the other day, and he's sometime last year, and he said, "Bro, I love that show that you guys do." And then I said, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a show.
It's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we have amazing people who have been on the journey. Some of them are not here. People like Hamish, who's been with me from the get-go. And then I met some interesting people like Thierry, who used to come to the games, give me ideas, but passion.
Yeah.
Them two fellas there. Thierry and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Passion. But and I'm somebody who believes that you first need the passion, to do something.
Right. Right.
In order for you to grow it.
Yeah, but let me touch on that.
Yeah.
Because me, as a business person, a photographer,
yes,
I saw that marketing was key for you.
Yes,
I guess it's because of your job and the whole environment that you're in on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly,
but
exactly.
I noticed that, and I like that because you started to reach out to me, because you even became, along the way, you became somehow a photographer, and you got into it. You know, you started to do your own video, you're learning, you asking questions, and I like the energy with that, you know?
Exactly, that's what passion does.
Exactly.
So you do what is necessary to go further, to get
Yeah.
better.
Makes sense.
You
So
know?
somehow I ended up, being involved in the whole thing.
That's Thierry. That's Thierry. Thierry brought you in.
He brought me in. I didn't even know I was in. I was there like...
I brought Thierry in, and Thierry brought you in.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was there. Before I know it, I decided to call taking pictures.
Exactly. That's the kind of infectious passion that corporate warfare brings.
Right. So, I just hope this platform, your platform, and everything else kind of brings more people to the whole corporate warfare thing, because people working for the different organizations, they hear about it, they see the vibe. Yes. And it's not even the football, like you said. It's like people walking in and they don't even understand the game, but they like the vibe.
They like the vibe.
They like the vibe.
Enjoy the vibe.
Yeah. So, let's talk about, because, people know futsal. They know they can come in, they get music, they get the food, they know what new things that you guys have coming up. So when people come in, when is the next tournament starting?
So the next edition of Corporate Warfare starts in August.
Right.
So last year we had 46 teams. That's the most teams that we had, and we came in and we used what is called the Swiss system, which was recently introduced by FIFA.
Okay.
Where we didn't even have groups, we just randomly play different people, and everybody got to play around 6 games, and the guys loved it, absolutely loved it. Okay, well,
I have no idea what the Swiss system is or whatever system they use. So it's like, is it something like you guys just watch football? Obviously you know football, so you just see the system and you just try it out, or is FIFA?
So traditionally you would put groups in teams.
Right.
Teams in groups.
Teams in groups, yeah.
Teams in groups, and then you play whoever's in your group, and then you come out of your group. But what we did was we randomly made one team play against 5 other teams randomly. So you never knew who you were.
Okay.
So, when you're in a group, I'm going to play these 5 teams or these 4 teams.
Right.
Just a matter of scheduling when.
Okay. So is FIFA the one, like, are you guys in contact with FIFA or is
No.
just kind of...
It's actually more or less UEFA that introduced it.
Okay.
For the Champions League.
Nice.
So that's a new model.
Okay. So you're just kind of using.
And we found it was very interesting
Yeah.
and exciting at the same time.
Okay.
And that's why we adopted it.
Okay.
And Thierry is always there. We always bounce the ideas off of each other.
Right.
I don't know if Thierry, you want to add anything here? Thierry and Pepper, we always bounce the ideas.
Yeah, just to expound on what Lyle said about the Swiss system. So when the teams randomly play their opponents, they finish like in a league table. So like Lyle said, it will create that element of surprise. So let's say I could play you this week, but next week Pepper could play somebody else, and then Pepper could finish above you. So now you have to try and see like, yeah boy, let me try and play that. So it was really nice last year with the 46 teams, but it posed a little challenge for us, meaning that we have so many teams.
Yeah.
So this year we're changing it a bit.
It's a surprise.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what TimeOut Entertainment and Corporate Warfare is about. Like we always create the element of surprise and always try to add more value to the competition. So I don't know if I want to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, for sure. I think interestingly what we're doing is we're cutting down the number of teams from 46 to to 24 teams.
Right.
So we've kept the top 20 teams from last year. So like Thierry mentioned, what the Swiss model or Swiss system allowed us to do was keep everybody in a table. Almost like came out almost like a league.
Right.
So interestingly, the guys were always following, where am I in the league table?
Okay. Okay.
So that just gave us an easy point of reference to see, okay, these are the top 20.
Right.
So the top 20 automatically qualify for this year, 2025.
Right.
However, since we said we're going with 4 teams, that means we need to get 4 additional teams. So what we're introducing, and every year we're always changing something around to make it more exciting and also to give more games.
So you think this system has raised the standard of play because people know, hey, they're moving from 26 to 24, so they want to be in that thing. So I feel like
that is intended to make it more competitive.
More competitive.
More
right,
competitive.
Right. And that's what they need, in the sports, because if people are just relaxed, like, hey, we're just doing this for just doing it sick, but now there's prizes, so now there's only 20. 24. So
so the 4 is now up for grabs. So now we have to go for qualifiers to get this additional 4 teams.
That's amazing.
So that's going to happen in August. So what we're doing is we have 3 days of play. Terry, you want to expound on it?
Yeah. So
go ahead, man. I'm talking too much.
Let me try to explain in NBA format for Brent. So the NBA changed how the playoffs going to run. So the 8th seed have to play the 10th one. So something similar to that.
Something like that.
So we're looking for 12 teams. So we're doing two days. So on day 1, we'll have 12 teams playing against each other to see who will move forward. So we're looking for the best 4 on that particular day. So day 2, we're looking for another 12, and then we're taking the top 4 from that team. But however, on day 2, if, for instance, we don't get the 12 teams that participated the top losing teams that participated on day 1, they can play on another chance to play on day 2. Nice. And then the top 4 from each day will play against each other, and the 4 finalists will complete our 24 teams to take part in the team.
Now all this is very interesting, So let's talk about things that are happening on the grounds while you're there. I heard that, I saw your shoot when you came in, and I heard you have new ways to engage the people.
Of course.
Yes.
I mean, you'll always have ways of engaging the people, giving prizes. I see people dancing and, all kind of madness going on, So tell us a little bit about
the court side. Yes. Go ahead. That's this guy's
game. So Pepper, we haven't.
Pepper, go ahead. Pepper.
All right. Courtside came out between me, Terry and myself, right? So we were just at the game, and then we were saying, I said, how could we just explain to people what's going on? So at the time we had a cocktail table, we had that, we had all different things. So we just decided next week, Pepper, we have cocktail table. I tell Terry, I need a graphics for a shoot. Terry tell me, we can do that? I said, yeah man, I have that at control. Within the Friday, we had our shoot.
So what is it? You just talk to people that's passing by, or you kind of?
No, well, we analyze the games for the night.
Right.
For example, if you and Terry playing, I say, I believe Terry will beat you.
Okay. So you talk about
and he give his predictions.
Okay.
So that's how it came about.
So it's not a thing where you engaging people around. You just kind of you're just doing that.
We do engage people.
The concept came about predictions. So it's basically my prediction against his. So it was kind of almost like a banter between the two of us.
And then after you just kind of post that.
Yeah, and then after we just...
so we posted first, and then we come back later on where Lio says who's the winner between the night, and then it makes it exciting. Yeah. And afterwards we took it again by interviewing other people around our product. Yeah. So then we ask ladies, we go to the guys, with the referees, the players. So we make it more interactive between us and the audience.
I think that's a good idea. For me, like somebody that's always behind and in front of the camera, I kind of like that you guys have a way for the people that are interested in being on camera to, view just to air what they have to say about the thing and about the games. People like that. So I feel like you're touching a lot of different things that people like in there,
And also, it's for the players. Right. Because without the players, we will not have corporate warfare. So it's just a element to give them some exposure. You know, because
Yeah.
you've done basketball before, and like
Right.
it's so hard
Yeah.
to kind of get those fellas to come on board and like
hard,
to
it's
just ask some simple questions.
Yeah.
And, but the guys, the players, they've been very welcoming. You know,
Yeah,
they
that's
enjoy
cool.
it. Imagine we'll be walking out and first saying, "Oh yeah, I hope I see my video." So they're looking out for it. So we want to continue that this year, do a little more interviews and stuff like that. So
And even the podcast, they will say, "Boy Pepper, one thing. You have to tell me we're winning today." I said, "Don't worry, how much going to score?" I said, "Well,
Yeah. So about the players, are there any star players on like you know, like is there like a couple players that people like? Like in sports, there's always little star players. You know,
yeah,
like,
they have a lot of players.
I would say every team carry the legacy. For example, we have the Rapid, where we have a collective group of players
Right.
who make it exciting for the entire place.
Right.
Where you have the bi-power crew, you have the VIP, we have all type of stuff. We have the systems
They have
inside
VIP there.
We have all, we have corporate booth.
Yeah, we have corporate booth. So when you come, make sure you check us out at the corporate booth.
Corporate
Yeah.
booth is,
so where's the corporate booth?
don't worry, you'll see. The most outstanding.
Wow.
Make sure you have your banner because security go put you
You
up.
put me out. Wow.
But like I said, everybody in the audience come to support on the team most likely. And no matter who's there, they make it happen for us.
Right.
So sometimes you might come there and look at your workplace, but you hear a man saying, tip right. You hear another man saying, boy, blacks, you know what I mean? And then you hear the national word, you hear all type of things. But you know, that's the vibe. That's what the vibe is about.
Right.
So we come together and make it happen.
Yeah.
So we make the atmosphere peppery.
Peppery. Yeah. So I mean, like we're talking about all the things,
Yes.
the things to come. We're talking about things. What about things like I like to ask, what difficulties have you guys had? And yeah, in fact, just tell me about the difficulties.
I mean, we've had quite a few difficulties, but the good thing about it is we're a bit optimistic about some of them challenges because we kind of turn everything that has been a challenge into an opportunity for us. The venue is one of the biggest challenges that I think we have, and it's quickly becoming too small.
Yeah.
There are many other little things in there, but because we have a nice group of creative people and some supportive people who work with the venue, we are able to make it work. For example, one of the challenges was it was always very hot in there.
Yeah.
Recently, the venue owners, they got some funds, and we have the funds on. We have Billy who works with the facilities, one of the curators, and he supports us every single night of ensuring that the fun is on, the place is cooled down. And amazingly, last year, I mean, a gentleman came on board, compliments, what's his name, Rafik?
Yeah,
Rafik came on board last year, and he said, bro, the place is so cool, I'm going to sponsor the payment of the funds.
Oh.
Simple as
Yeah,
that.
because he just
Exactly, because
He
of
just
the
likes the
vibe. He just
Yeah.
likes the vibe.
So you say the place is a lot cooler now.
The place is a lot
A
cooler
lot. So
now.
people that were complaining about the heat and all that,
The place is a
they're
lot.
fixing the problems, guys.
Yeah, the
Right.
fun side is
Fixing
a
the
lot
problems.
cooler.
Nice.
I mean, the size of the venue is something that will require a lot more work.
Yeah.
And also the lighting. You're a photographer.
Yeah, the lighting.
The
yeah.
lighting
and
is
the,
a
and
challenge.
the lighting were recently changing. The lighting.
And it was recently changed, but it's still a challenge.
still a challenge. Yeah.
It's still a challenge.
While we're on the lighting, I want to shout out to Top Ranking.
Ranking, yeah.
He was the one who did the work,
Give us the upgrade, top
and then
upgrade.
he did some changes to the electrical and stuff so that we could have a good tournament. So shout out Fabs, Top Ranking.
Ranking,
Yeah,
that's the plug.
yeah.
I mean, and these are a lot of the unsung heroes that we've had over the years. Huh?
Right.
It's the same way you will come in and say, just do a reel and say, like, look, I did that thing.
Yeah.
Fabs has given us
Right.
quite a bit of support. I mean,
Support,
besides a lot of the sponsors that we've had, but Fabs has given us quite a bit of support. We have Randy,
Yeah.
Thierry's
All
cousin.
Pros.
What's Randy's
All
business name
Pros.
again?
All
All
Pros.
Pros.
All Pros Inc.
All Pros
Yeah.
Inc. Randy
Right.
gives us quite a bit of support. But we have some people who've been there with us from the get-go, like Lucy Lek.
Right.
Lucy Lek has been there with us from the get-go, and some of the brands from Heineken and St. Lucia, like Heineken and Guinness, have
Right.
supported us from
Nice.
the get-go.
Nice.
And we have some amazing people who work with us.
Okay.
Besides Thierry and Pepper, I said amazing. We have Tamika, Hamish,
Ezra, the host.
Ezra, the host.
Franny.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
Ezra
no,
and
no.
Franny.
The
The
referees.
fun machine.
Yeah.
All the referees
Yeah,
have been with us there for the longest while. Leo, Andrew, we brought in some new ones. Pepper's not even a referee anymore. He's the
Anymore.
logistics man.
Upgrade.
Yeah,
Pepper is the
upgrade.
logistics man.
Yeah. I remember the first time I come there, you know, I see Pepper walking, I just say, Rev, volley.
And I still get that.
He's still getting that. He's still getting that.
Even though I don't remember, still
You know,
get
we
that.
don't remember this.
But he still have his whistle in his pocket all now, sir.
When it comes to the job.
He still have his whistle.
I understand. So, you know, we've spoken about what's to come, you know, the issues you've had. Anything else you want to drop in there? You know?
I mean, for this year, we plan to make it even more exciting. And like Thierry
Like
alluded.
it's a surprise.
No,
I know, always
not
have surprises.
entirely,
But we'll hear about it.
we want to open up with a bang.
Right.
You know, I can't really say that one yet. We want to open up on our first day with a bang. And as you know, we've had teams come out of Martinique. We have two separate teams come out of Martinique. Guadeloupe. These guys came out amazingly. The guys from Guadeloupe on the 1st of January this year. The guys were on a cruise. Guys called us to do lunch with them.
Just
in town. So, and there's a lady from Guadeloupe who's reached out to us. So this year we're trying to ensure that we take a ladies team to Guadeloupe because she consistently checks upon me. This morning I got a call from Lionel Victoire. I'm not sure what it's about, but he's been here with his team. We live La Montagnaise. So we've had 2 teams out of Martinique come, 1 team out of Guadeloupe, and we're still in close contact with these guys.
So is it a thing where a team wants to come and play the whole tournament?
No, that might be a challenge. That might be a challenge.
So what we do is like we take players that play like almost like an all-star to play against
Just
them.
host them.
Okay.
So
Nice,
they come
nice.
for like maybe the weekend and they play that team.
I think that would be cool, you know, to have a team.
But what we want, like I said, what we want to do is to go over because we gain a lot of contacts.
Y'all should start a Caribbean league, you know. Just
Yeah.
have people
Well,
bounce around the Caribbean, fly around and just play games.
I believe, like I was telling like one time, it's not a Caribbean league. We can do the one with the Express Diesel. It's a cheaper flight for us. From Guadeloupe to Martinique and Saint Lucia. And Dominica now just launched the futsal
So
thing.
Dominica has been in contact with us.
We're doing a French and Creole league.
So yes, you on the line.
That's actually the
Yes,
name that I've
yeah.
been thrown out there. That's the
Creole
name that-
futsal.
Creole futsal.
Right.
So amazingly, a guy from Martinique called it that same name.
Yeah.
Another guy from Dominica independently called it that same name.
Wow.
I mean, we were very integral in what Dominica did.
Yeah.
I was a big part of the discussion right through.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing, you know what you guys doing, and they like it.
Yeah.
So you see, since I suggest that a while ago, that means I'm in line with what you're all doing, you know.
Yes, sir. Of course.
You just need more skills, man. You're alright. You're alright.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, guys, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
You know, keep pushing. You know, if y'all need any help, y'all know I'm here.
Of course,
you know.
of course.
Yeah. And this doesn't have to be the first time. That's the only time that y'all visit Peaktime. You know, maybe I can make a little cameo in y'all.
Outside, of course. But you come and then you give us your predictions for.
I'll come on. You know, maybe I'll just come on. You know, and,
Maybe by that time you probably have a few skills.
You know, But I won't touch that again. You know? So you know, thanks Dr. Pepper, Thierry, and Lyle for coming over on the show. Peaktime, guys. Yes. I hope that this was very informative for you, and keep watching. Don't forget to follow Peaktime Studio, Bex Photo Pro, and
TimeOut Entertainment.
Yeah, let me hear that.
TimeOut Entertainment.
Yeah. So Courtside will have its own page, or we going on time?
On TimeOut.
TimeOut.
Right. Maybe we might branch off if the boss let us.
So you guarantee to be entertained on that page, you know? Yeah, but don't forget to follow all those pages and to like and subscribe on Peaktime Studio and Peaktime Speaktime. You guys, this has been Bex and TimeOut Entertainment. See you later.